this week. I'm not even waiting until Monday in Miami. I am lit.
You are on fire today.
Sometimes the breaks are better than the show. Do you own or rent your home? Of course you do. Geico makes it easy. Bundle your home and auto insurance. Geico.com. It's easy. All right, I got so many things going on in my head right now. All right, let me say this, is that when you're building anything, I'm building this show, you're building a company, you're building a league, you can't worry about the outside noise. You have to have a strong belief that you know what you're doing. The NFL's made a bunch of changes over the last 4 and 5 and 6 years, and everybody's whining about them. The media's whining about them, fans. What are you guys wearing, dresses? Let these guys hit. Don't listen to meatballs and dummies. Kansas City's in the Super Bowl. Nobody's hurt. San Francisco's in the Super Bowl. Nobody's hurt. All you meatheads out there that rip the NFL, what are you guys wearing? Because they modified the rules so quarterbacks don't get hit as much, so wide receivers don't get hit as much. You can't hit guys up top. You all whined about it. Kansas City and San Francisco are in the Super Bowl. Nobody's hurt. The whole damn rosters are all healthy. Tennessee was all healthy. Green Bay was mostly healthy. Got a couple guys ding. What about Philadelphia? Yeah, the last 2 years, Philadelphia can't stay healthy. Some of that is they're old. But this league has done an incredible job. And I didn't even like all the moves. They got into the celebrations. Let's have more end zone celebrations. Kids like it. Ratings are up. Let's protect the quarterbacks. Don't hit them. They're all healthy. Not as many cheap shots. The star players are healthy. 7 years ago, I went and looked this morning, 7 years ago, who the quarterbacks of note were in this league. And the quarterbacks were all pocket guys. Brady, Breeze, Ben, Rodgers, can wiggle a little. Manning, Andrew Luck, Matt Ryan, and Andy Dalton made a Pro Bowl. 7 years later, it looks like college football. Mahomes, Russell Wilson, Lamar, Rodgers, Carson Wentz, Deshaun Watson. This work to get you, and we'll pay you, but we're not letting you leave when you get good. And I look at the NFL this year. It's the best NFL year I remember. They took a ton of heat for not as many hits, can't touch the quarterback, change the rules. They've all worked. They have all worked. And the new face of the league, number one, and by the way, look at the NFL player merchandise sales. Patrick Mahomes, you got a couple old dudes, but it's young guys with personality. Baker, Khalil, and Dak, and Juju, and Beck, all kinds. Receivers, backs, talkers, non-talkers, cocky, humble. That's a healthy league right there. By the way, let me throw this out there. Basketball is amazing, right? We know how hard it is to make the NBA. 1% of college players make the NBA. Only 450 NBA players. 1% of college make the NBA. But people often say to me, Colin, why do you talk so much about like three guys, mostly LeBron? And I've always said, because LeBron changes the league. Kobe changed the league. Shaq changed the league. Michael, Magic. There's been about 10 guys in my life who have changed the league. If I would have been doing talk radio in the 70s and 80s, I'd have talked about Magic Johnson and Michael Jordan every show. I'll give you a prime example. So there's 450 guys in the NBA, and yet there's about 7 guys in a global sport who can get their own shot whenever they want it. They don't need a screen. They don't need help. LeBron, Kawhi, Harden, Giannis, Dame, Luka, and I'm running out of people. They can get a shot whenever they want it. They don't need a screen. They don't need a coach. They don't need a timeout. They don't need an inbounds play. Last night's a great example. LeBron, for the best team maybe in the league, the Lakers, a collection of all-star talent. LeBron struggled. Lakers offense couldn't do anything. On maybe the best team in the league, a collection of all-stars, and LeBron struggled. They couldn't score. This is why I talk about LeBron. Do you know how hard it is this is a global sport. NFL is a domestic sport. Basketball is global. On the planet right now, there's about 7 guys. I watched Damian Lillard live about 3 weeks ago. He just gets shots. Smallest guy on the floor. He gets a good shot every time he wants. He doesn't even get a shot. He gets a good shot. There are 7 guys in the world right now who can get a shot whenever they want it. Luka gets it. Harden gets it. Harden struggled last night, but he gets a shot. LeBron, Giannis, Kawhi, Dame. Luka, by the way, is maybe at 20 years old. I'm not sure if we've quite seen a guy that gets this many good shots at 20 without a screen. So when people say you talk about LeBron, think about how good the Lakers are. Think about how good the roster is. I mean, what are they, 18-4 on the road this year? It's like insane. LeBron has an off night. Nobody can do anything. They're solely leaning on LeBron James. He is completely the engine. He didn't have a good night shooting, but he had 13 assists. I mean, that just tells you. LeBron is still the catalyst for the first, second, or third best team in the NBA. That's it. I mean, by the way, the best team in the East easily is Milwaukee. They have one of the 7 guys in the world that can get a shot whenever he wants it, Giannis. The first best team, in my opinion, is the Clippers. They have maybe the best mid-range shooter since Michael Jordan, Kawhi Leonard. So when you wonder why I only talk about 3 or 4 teams, now I do love Utah. I think they're the best. I think they're a really interesting I think they're the best team outside of the big 3, Lakers, Clippers, Milwaukee. I love everything. The coach, the bench, they develop players. They got a star. They got a big. But if you ever wonder why I can talk about a lot of NFL teams, but I largely talk about a handful of NBA teams, last night's a great example why. I mean, they couldn't score against a young, solid Boston defense. Not great, not world-class rim protectors like, the guy in Utah or Giannis. Not like those kind of rim protectors. So that's why I talk about, LeBron a lot. Even on the Lakers, only guy that can get a shot. Doesn't need a screen, doesn't need a timeout, doesn't need a coach, doesn't need anything. Give LeBron the ball. He's off, they're terrible. Weather can be unpredictable. Doesn't mean you have to have problems driving. By the Michelin Endurance XT silicone wiper blades. Real world proven. 2 times longer than other blades. They'll last forever. Only available at Walmart. Hour 3 is coming up next.